Testing, testing. I guess that's good enough. Alright, so, hello everyone. My name's Ethonra, and welcome back to Destiny 2, Season of the Haunted. So, some things I want to get into before I start this is... Anyway, some things I wanted to get into before I start this is, in my infinite intelligence, I managed to throw my back out from lifting my 110-pound suitcase. So, if I don't play as good as I normally do and not as enthusiastic as I usually am, that's why. Being in constant pain will do that to you. Secondly, is I played a little bit with the new solar class, but I'll get into that when we actually start up. I chose to save this cutscene so I can watch it with you all. So...
It is the beginning of the end. A dormant herald of the collapse stirs in its lunar tomb. Where once we banished the nightmares, a new terror rouses them from their slumber. Callus, the Emperor of the Cabal, betrayed by his own daughter and cast into exile. Now obsessed with a voice calling to him from within the darkness. But we will not cower in fear of nightmares. We will do as Guardians have always done. We will rise to meet the enemy and confront our fears with open eyes.
Those were a lot of starter Guardian ships I saw floating in that debris. That's interesting. Also, might I add, it's interesting as well that the Cabal are playing such a major role this far into the story. Like, you know, the Cabal are the ones who started the Red War and destroyed our vaults, which of course destroyed all our precious gear from Destiny 1. Fun times. But at the same time, I always figured they were the farthest from the darkness. The Hive obviously being the closest, then the Vex, then the Fallen,
reconnaissance
then the
up
Cabal.
Midas is go. Guardian, the exiled Emperor Callus has anchored his ship off the moon. Kaisel's fleet is holding a perimeter. Eris Morn, our subject expert and lunar field agent, will oversee your mission.
Shortly after the Leviathan's arrival, it emitted a disruptive frequency.
We assumed the broadcast was comms interference.
But then the pyramid responded. I believe a connection has been made. Your task is to confirm that notion and assess the danger.
Oh man, that is thumbnail worthy. I wish I could take a screenshot of that, but it would mess up the stream. That looks really good. I like that.
The House of Callus falls to rot, and his loyalists have abandoned their posts. Ikora has spoken of these fungal growths before, in reference to the derelict Cabal cruiser, Glycon Volatus. This does not bode well.
Yep, that's where I got the DNT. Oh, let me go and show you this. I've done it before, but just because of how you can obtain the Hawk Lunar DNT now, I'll just show you mine. To me, it's bittersweet because I love this thing, and I would consider it a perfect god roll for me if this was high caliber rounds. Everything else, I think is pretty great. This is also really good in PvE, obviously. PvP also, I guess, is pretty good if people like double stack on top of each other. But that's the only flaw I have with mine. But what I was saying is bittersweet is it felt so good to get this thing, but now it kind of feels not as special because sooner or later Xur is going to sell this role, even though it was specifically for me when I got it. So that kind of sucks, but hey, everyone else will get to see why
This is not the way.
That's cool. I saw this, not this, but when they were showing the Leviathan covered with this growth, I was kind of hoping they'd make the mission a little spooky, like they did with the actual derelict, and they did. So if you notice the radar, it actually flashed red for a second. I thought I'd have to fight something. So that was a nice little, wouldn't call it a jump scare, but it was still nice. I also heard that some of the menagerie weapons have came back, like the Offstringer, so that's also really good. Speaking of Offstringer and weapons that have returned, I actually plan to start getting into PvP now. I don't plan to record anything unless people want to see me just get steamrolled all the time. I don't think that's a good idea. Why would you pay hundreds of dollars to travel the world to see your favorite sports team lose? You know, you kind of need to be good if you're going to do things like that. But yeah, I plan to get into PvP more now in the hopes that I can hold my own in trials. Because I've been hoping to get a messenger.
Do you see the phantoms? Strange that they have left the moon.
Well,
they were generated by the lunar pyramid. Dredged trauma like scorch marks lifted from a ruin.
Scorch marks. Ha, I get it. Because Solar 3.0. Funny. But yeah, I'm going to show you this. Why I also think this is pretty funny is how Season of the Haunted... Oh, I didn't pick these up. Anyway, Season of the Haunted, you know, involves the ghosts, phantoms, whatever you want to call them. I mentioned it before, but this is as far as I've gotten in her quest. I've always been meaning to finish it because I love Eris, so of course I want to free her from her torment. But because I keep making new characters, I keep putting it off. Not this time, but like I was saying, I just think it's funny that around that time, this happened. And as if that wasn't enough, like I said, I want to get a messenger, but of course I heard the messenger is being discontinued. So I'm really hoping I haven't missed out this week. I'm hoping this week will be the final week, because at least then I have a fighting chance. I sure should tell you where I've been. I've been babysitting Kibbles for the past week, and I ended up missing this. I'll go to the tower just to show, just in case I missed it, but it's kind of a slap in the face for me, because I was playing a Warlock at the time, as you saw, before the games got here. Stayed on the Warlock, as you saw, because it's the only class I got right now. And after all of that work, I don't even get a reward just because I wasn't here? Well, that's the story of my life, so I don't even know why I'm really complaining about it. What else is new? Also, I might talk a little louder than normal because I heard in the recording my voice sounded softer than it normally does.
Is the entire vessel infested?
Oh, see, that's creepy.
More phantoms congregating around something.
Kind of feel like I'm in the Ishimura right now. I like it. The room, I don't think it's the same room, but it reminds me of the room that had the dogs in it, where you can get the good dog emblem. I don't think this is that room. I'm pretty sure it's not, but that's what it reminds me of. Follow the phantoms, huh? Oh, thank you.
Lines fused to spine and skull, stimulating brain activity. An experiential perpetuity, endlessly feeding the egregore.
Egregore, that's a fun word. It is really disturbing that my radar is picking up things that I can't see. That's always a good horror trope. If you ever wanted to do something like, yeah, this is the room. I wasn't sure at first, but I definitely remember this. So this is the room. Okay. Not sure what that thing used to be. That definitely wasn't there. Pretty sure it wasn't. But yeah, that's always a good horror trope, is invisible monster. Look no further than Amnesia and the water monster. Uh-oh.
On the moon, phantoms and nightmares alike were attracted to remnants of light, refracting them into weaponized projections of fear and doubt.
I think it was creepier the first time, so I don't think I was moving. And
Do you see her?
Zavala?
Don't let her go.
oh, something else. I kind of got a little spoiled by this, so I'm not sure if that applies what we just saw. But I remember on my last stream, I showed off this ship. Light a candle for those who've lost forbidden memory. And I'm just gonna scroll down this again for those who haven't seen it. And the spoiler that I saw might have something to do with this. So, there you go. There you go. This is for like when you come back later to pause it. There's no way you can be able to read it all here. And there you go. This one, these last three ones, you might want to read over really quick. If the spoiler I saw is any indication. I'm hoping it's wrong. I don't enjoy being spoiled, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. You can only do so much. Also, how interesting is it that...
Lightbearer, I have seen your kind before. You seek oblivion.
This could be a trap.
It's not. Pursue this lead.
All the same, proceed with caution.
You seek oblivion, but no, it's not a trap. Oh, okay. But yeah, how interesting is it that you get the no time? I keep mentioning that the Dead Man's Tale from a mission like this, and it just so happens I'm using the Dead Man's Tale. I like little coincidences like that. That's actually a really good gaming tactic. There'll be a really good jump scare if these vines actually start attacking you. You kind of feel like they were when you're exploring the derelict for the very first time. Just because they already make you...
Nightmares exploit a target's vulnerabilities. They do not make contact at random. But I do not believe this is the Guardian's nightmare.
No, it's not. But as I was saying, Zavala really should listen to this. He's not... I mean, he can be emotional, you know, the infamous table punch scene that he's done like twice. But Zavala should definitely listen to Eris when it comes to things like this. He's kind of the expert. I guess Tolan would be too, but Tolan's too busy spacing out in the Ascendant realm.
Show your weapons! That Cabal radiates foul energy. Keep from sight!
Oh, okay. So avoid that Cabal, huh? I recognize the Cabal from the raid. Oh yeah, you literally have to sneak by it. Okay, I guess we'll have to Metal Gear Solid our way around it. That's weird though. Why? The nightmares have never been, you know, impervious. But whatever. Maybe something to do with the darkness.
Destroy the Ark conduit.
Oh, that's not it.
Come and see.
Egregore spores open one's consciousness to darkness, allowing passage through fungal barriers.
Trust me,
Agitate
I
the
remember.
pod and coat yourself, but take care. You do not know what else lurks in that shared abstraction.
Oh, I was going the right way. Or maybe I wasn't. It's just like multiple ways you can go.
When you see, you will know what must be done.
So I was gonna explore a little bit. Okay, I do like being able to use the Icarus dash.
That door leads to Callus's throne. The helm's instruments detect it is radiating pyramid resonance.
She's guiding us to Callus.
Man, I miss doing raids. She ready to start up on those again. Oh, that doesn't look good. Before I continue, yeah, I was saying with Stasis and Void, even before those got their little updates, I did enjoy the Icarus dash just because you would say no to more mobility. But it does feel nice that Solar kind of gets that treatment. I'll comment more on it later. This seems like it deserves my full attention.
One of Callus's contraptions.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Robo Callus. Yeah, that's not stupid.
It is time to leave. Hold back.
Well, I guess there's some ways to be a good chance to talk about it. The Droid Mustang finger snap is pretty dope.
Something has placed itself between us.
Yep,
I cannot reach you.
it's cool. I got it. Alright, I'll just stay up here so I can pick these guys out. Oh, yeah, let me say this, because this is something I might legitimately forget. Something I really like about the new Solar class, specifically for what you can do with Warlock, is how you can make your damage, like, really crap if you stack up buffs. Like, if you stack Well of Radiance with the Empowering Rift, there was a third thing, I guess maybe Vorpal Weapon, I don't remember. There was another buff that, I was playing around with, and I was able to buff my damage, like, ×3 with 3 different buffs. And I was doing especially with Vorpal Weapon, I was attacking something like this. Seeing that the Hunters have like a really cool looking new dodge, I think that's pretty awesome. I don't think I'll ever get around to doing it myself anytime soon, but I can appreciate it. And the mine, that's your playing Hunter. So, I could just enjoy it as some of the ways. There's the back view.
I'm calling in your ship. Move!
Couldn't that be Ghost Jab? I don't really have anywhere to go. That was a little jarring. Oh, I should also say this stream probably won't be all that long because it depends on how long the campaign is. I doubt it'll be like Witch Queen or Forsaken or anything like that. So this stream might actually be really short. But I just wanted to show my initial reaction to all this, bare minimum. Heck, that's why I waited so long to watch the videos with you. Also, I need to stop doing that. I've been trying to break my habit of saying every 4 seconds.
The lunar pyramid stirs to the Leviathan's call. It manifests our deepest regrets. They wear familiar faces and speak with familiar voices.
Remember your last advisor, Zavala. You trust this one's judgment?
I can bind these nightmares to us, grant us safe passage through the ship.
Hive magic. You would doom us all.
I know what I'm asking you to confront.
Do you?
The rules have bent around us. We must also bend.
Madness. Your witchcraft plays right into my father's hands. Find someone else for your ritual.
Your regrets will follow you, Empress. Let me offer protection.
My armor is protection enough. I will lead the charge. You need only follow.
No matter what happens, do not break the circle. This will anchor our offerings. Now, tithe your weights to the crown.
My heart, from a time long past.
My memory, from one life to the next.
Song of Ethonra, your words are mine to command. Bolog, Ayat.
Eris!
Chords plucked in offered throats find chorus. Echoes once dissonant, exhumed, find harmony in binding flesh. It burdens. It burdens. It burdens until the choir relents, accepted. Ayat. We are bound.
That's kind of ominous. Oh. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff. I gotta give it to him. I never stopped to consider how Kaido would feel about Eris using hive magic. I mean, it makes sense when you stop and think about it, but I never thought about it, you know? So far, all her dealings have been with Zavala, Lord Saladin, Crow, the Guardian. I don't think her and Eris really talked in the last expansion at all. I don't recall, at least. So, cool. Cool. Oh, I remember what it was now, I think. Yep, I remember. The 3 buffs, I'm glad I remembered, was, I don't know how easy or difficult, probably not really, to do in PvP, but it's obviously infinitely easy to do in PvE. The triple buffs I was talking about that you can do thanks to the Soul class, especially as a Warlock, is Radiant Well with that buff. Then, because Radiant Well gives you Radiant. Then, Empowering Rift, my bad, there's only 2. I was thinking there was 3, because I keep thinking Radiant is different from Radiant Well. It isn't. So it's only those 2. But I'm pretty sure those who are more clever than me can find a 3rd buff they can throw in there to make it just ridiculous. Alright, now what? Yeah, as I said, I'll do Crucible at some other time. Let me see what's going on here. I'm gonna track that down. I better be able to get my reward. Yeah, I remember that from last season. I don't recall if I put it in the recording or not. I'm hoping I did. I don't recall if we visually saw it or if it was only mentioned, but either way.
It is done. We are inexorably bound to the power of this hive artifact, and to one another. The Crown of Sorrow was once forged by Savathun's hand, designed as a psychic prison, binding the mind of its bearer to her will.
Yep.
Now it serves a new witch. You have become a reaper of darkness, dooming slain nightmares to imprisonment within the crown. Callus has begun to forge a bond between the Leviathan and the dormant pyramid buried on the moon. I do not yet know why or how, but with enough imprisoned nightmares, I can use their essence to invoke a ritual to sever those connections Callus is forging. For now, return to the Leviathan and seek out concentrations of these new nightmares. Destroy them and bind them to the crown. As I warned Zavala, nightmares wear familiar faces and speak with familiar voices. They manifest our darkest fears. You will assist Crow when it comes time to perform the first severance ritual. We both know what form his nightmare will take. It will do everything in its power to stop you. Be wary.
Right, sure. I didn't bother reading it while she was talking because I didn't want to divide my attention, so I'm gonna read it now. Right. So, again, now this I did see in some of the trailers. She mentions that we'll become a Reaper of Nightmares and that this will become a weapon against them in the right hands if the nightmare concentration is high enough. Makes me wonder if this is where the scythe comes from. It is safe. Alright. Alright. How perfect. I like using my sidearm. Hey, look at that. There's the Austringer. Wow, that's much easier to get than it used to be. Oh, I can't even look at it. That's too bad. So, the Austringer, this version of the Drang, and the Tears of Contrition interest me. Really interested to see what those are all about. The new armor is kind of meh. The Hunters probably looks the best, as always. Alright, first let's go to the tower. Because I want to see if I can pick up the... I don't think I can, because I tried using the Wayfinder when I was here, and it led me to nothing. So, let's see. I'll be really disappointed if that happens. Disappointed, but unsurprised. Oh, that's different. I don't think we've ever had a piercing sidearms before. I don't remember one, at least. And Unstoppable Scout. Don't remember that either. Is that really just coming from this? Because that's also new. Oh, it is. Oh. Yeah. Yes, I was mentioning earlier, well, one reason is I don't have all my artifacts. Even though I went to a core array, she isn't giving them to me, so don't know why. So yeah, I can't really give my full assessment until I'm able to use the solar class the way I want. And yeah, I know it's supposed to be right here, but as you can see, nothing is here. So then I was like, well, you know, the statue's here, so hopefully, maybe. But yeah, nothing. So that's great. Missed out on rewards. That was not my fault at all. Don't go to my postmaster or nothing. Just gone until next year. Oh, no, they'll still be gone. What am I saying? Why would you even let me grab it if I can't even...
Those calculations don't make any sense. My wife is joining.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, Guardian. Need something?
I'll read these really quick before I do anything else. You know, I love my lore. It's saying you are not welcome reminds me of Segura.
Did you? No. You've been there a while. Yeah.
Oh, I know who this is.
Steadily decaying orbit. Maybe another 20 years.
No substitute for a full magazine.
Listen. We lost sight of it over the Pacific.
Solving problems out in the world, huh? Good for you.
Yeah, that was a good idea. And then these usually come with lore, don't they? Yep.
This cycle has to come to an end.
What the?
You missed that run at the Crucible? Shame. Even for our
Forgot what I was doing. No substitute for a full magazine.
Yep, I'm guessing this is where the site comes from. Alright, well, kind of like I feared, there's not much of a story going on, but if I can remember, I will try to record the episodes separately. Like, apparently Crow is going to have one, Eris is going to have one, Zavala is going to have one. His probably be the most interesting, if I'm being honest. Actually, no, Kaido's will probably be kind of interesting, too. So, I will try my best to remember to record those and put them in separate videos. So, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. And I will see you all next time.